Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This week, Trench Crusade, 2 for 1. That's right, yep, we're going to get a 2 for 1 here. We're going to get the Heretic Priest, and we're going to get the Death Commando. And the reason I picked those two is because we're just going to paint them real drab, real simple, real quick, and then we're going to get a little bit of OSL in here. We haven't done any OSL with any of the Trench Crusade models. So, you know what, I'm looking forward to this, and these are some of the perfect models. And I've seen some other guys on YouTube and just, you know, in general out there on some paint jobs, did a little bit of OSL. And I based mine on one very similar to this. You know, just take a little quick peek. And the other one has, the Death Commando's got some OSL. He's got these vials on his back, and we're going to go that route. And you know, I haven't decided if I'm going to go blue or if I'm going to go orange. Definitely orange for the Heretic Priest. I'm not sure about the Death Commando. We'll see. But anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. I'll see you guys in there. Alright, here we go. Heretic Warband. Let's see, we've got a Heretic Priest and we have a Death Commando. Heretic Priest, these guys, man, these guys are pretty nasty. The leader of the Heretic Warband, these fallen priests perform all kinds of unholy magic, summoning petrifying demons and creatures using their goetic spells, often pledged to the demon lord in hell, such as Pazuzu, or Guisan. I mean, I can't even pronounce these things. The profane gospels they recite, terrifying church forces, causing ears to bleed and eyeballs to burst in their sockets. Again, this game is crazy with all these religious, crazy undertone stuff. Alright, so this guy, alright, here we go. This guy's a Death Commando. Zoom in a little bit there. Alright, from a very early age, a select group of heretic youth are sent beyond the gates of hell to be raised as Death Commandos. Few are chosen, fewer return, but those who complete their training stand amongst the most elite of the heretic legions. Jeez, man, let's see. Backed in the seventh circle of the Inferno, they are taught by the deadly arts of assassinations by the damned souls of the greatest killers and murderers, whose souls now reside in hell. These guys are insane. The lore, again, is wild. So what we're going to do here, we're going to knock these out. Now, I'm going to try to keep it real simple as possible here, and we're going to, you know, do the dry brush stipple, and I'll be using some secret weapon paints again as well. Boom, right there. We're going to do some rubber and rubber highlight, and on this guy we're going to use some rust, brown rust, and we're going to stipple that all over. But the special part about these guys is I'm going to do some airbrushing some of the OSL. So we're going to make this glow, and we're going to make the back of these vials glow. So that's the fun part with these guys. We're going to keep everything else pretty simple. We're going to use dry umber on the wood. We're going to typhus corrosion on the bottom to give it some rough texture. And then we're just going to dry brush everything. We're going to do some metallic work on the armor, right? And we're going to do some etching around the edge with the metallic. And that's about it. And then we're going to use the airbrush and get the white ink out and go from there. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go with the dry brush or the stippling. I'm just going to get it all over. I'm not going to worry about if I hit some of the metallics because that's too tough. You're going to hit stuff. Just be prepared to go back and fix it or go over it, you know what I mean. So yeah, real quick, real simple. This is looking real nice. I did it again. As I was dry brushing, or stippling dry brush, whatever you want to call it, I popped it. I popped it right off the base. So actually that's going to work out just fine, because I can get this lower armor even better. This is going to be just fine. Alright, so I'll put that back on in a minute. Man, still a bummer, but whatever. Easy fix. Easy fix. Alright, so alright, you can see that's turning out really nice, getting that brown all over. I'm going to make one more pass. Here, I need to get some more paint on here. And then we're going to do the rest of it with a bit of metallics. Probably a dark aluminum. That's what I usually go to. Alright, there we go. I finished the dry brush, or the stippling, all over. Real quick, real simple. Only took a minute or two. Got everywhere. Got underneath the arms. Was not worried about hitting anything. And now we're going to come back in just a minute and do some metallic work. Alright. Oh, I'm going to get them glued back on. Let's do that. Alright, there we go. Got them glued back on. As you can see, I sprayed that activator, and it's still a little wet from the activator. That'll dry off. A lot of times I'll take my my airbrush, and it's kind of stuck. I can take that airbrush and blow it off a little bit. Kind of blow it into the areas where it needs to go. You can speed the process up, or you can just let it sit and dry. Alright, so what we're going to do next, let me set this airbrush down. What we're going to do next is we're going to get on the metallic work for both of these guys. And as a base, we will be using, for the Death Commando, dark silver for mostly everything, and then dark silver for some of the things. And then we'll probably be using a little bit of white bronze on the Heretic Priest. Alright, let's do it. Alright, there we go. Got the metallic all over. That, man, that looks really, really nice. And we'll get a nice little wash in there. And I'll put a little bit of rust in there, and maybe some of that oxide, that turquoise oxide in there, a little bit here and there, just to give it a little bit of color. And the same for this guy. We got the metallics done right there. These guys look really terrific. Man, they're good as is, right? Boom, done. Man, I like these guys. All right, so what we're going to do now is this guy, I think I'm going to push to the side for now, because all I really need to do is the base, a wash, and then we need to do the OSL on these canisters. All right, but this guy, I need to do a little bit more metallic work, and we're going to knock that out with some light bronze, and I'm going to do that probably on the mask. He's got a belt buckle and a couple little things here and there. All right, let's do it. All right, off camera, and you've seen me do it on camera. Just go back and check a few videos ahead. I've done them all the same. I painted up the boards, the planks in the trenches with dark umber, and I used bright ivory to just use the highlights. I used a midtone and then a highlight, and I just did those real quick. And then I painted the silver clips, and I also painted the the shells, the empty shells on the ground. And then now we're going to move in with probably, I think we're going to go ahead and do like we talked about. We're going to go ahead and do this light bronze and finish the metallic on this Heretic Priest. Alright, let's do it. Alright, there we go. This guy's pretty much done except for our OSL of this star here. And we got to get the Typhus Corrosion. And same for this guy. He's pretty much done except for his OSL on his back. We're going to do we're going to do that Typhus Corrosion right now and get that all scuffed up before we bust the airbrush out and start the OSL. But these guys are looking really good. I'm really happy with it. Oh, you know what I may do actually before the Typhus Corrosion is a little bit of Agrax right there. So I'm going to do some Agrax first on these guys, and then we'll move on to the Typhus Corrosion. Alright, let's do it. Right here I did a little bit of rubber on some of the skin here, and I'll just put some Agrax in there, or maybe some Reikland Flesh Shade, and get it in there to dull it down a little bit. Just give it a different color than the armor. That's all. No big. Alright, there we go. Alright, I've decided to go ahead and paint the stuff I want to OSL white first. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then I will airbrush the ink to get the OSL effect. So let's just get these white and go from there. Alright, we have taken them. These guys are pretty much done. I'm going to do actually I take that back. I'm not going to do a matte varnish. I'm going to get the airbrush and do the ink. I'm going to spray the OSL right here, and I'm going to try and keep it just subtle, just right in this little area. And then on the back of this guy, obviously you see we painted those white. Those are all going to be glowing a particular OSL. I haven't decided on the color. I think I'm going to do both of these like a fiery orange. I was going to do this kind of a turquoise blue glow, but I decided not to. I wanted to keep them kind of both the same, since they're on the both faction, kind of have the same, I don't know, the same magic or god stuff going on. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the OSL with the ink, and we will, let me get the ink. We're going to boom, right there, ink with, there it is, airbrush. Alright, let's do it. We're going to have to rewind. I forgot to do Typhus Corrosion. I'm going to do the Typhus Corrosion on the base and a little bit on the edge of his cloak there and the bottom of his shoes. And then we're going to do the OSL, and then I will do the pigments on the bottom. Alright, let's do it. As you saw in the last few clips, I just kind of went and bloodied up their hands. I used the burnt red, and then I used the oxide burnt red mix, and then I used the power red, and I went all the way out to power red with the 3-color mix there. Real quick, real simple. I don't have any blood effects or anything like that. I gave that away to my paint class, actually. But so I like this red. This is more vivid anyway. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get that matte varnish on there. Boom, right there. All right, let's do it. Well, there you have it, guys. Heretic Priest and Death Commando. Man, these guys turned out terrific. And again, I can't wait to see these guys on the battlefield. They're wild. Their lore is wild. The lore just gets deeper and deeper, and I'm looking forward to learning the rest. But anyway, guys, what a fun little paint. At the body and the stuff, we just kind of kept general drab colors because, you know, that's the aesthetic for this Trench Crusade game. Anyway, we've got more to go. I may switch it up next week and do something a little different. I'm not sure. I may do Trench Crusade. I'm not sure. Leave it in the comments below. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And I'll catch you next week.